students, in this video I will start the features of company. I will start the discussion on the features of the company, and there are many features of a joint stock company. I will take each and every feature one by one. In this class I have taken two features, two very important features. The first one is separate legal existence and second one is perpetual succession. These two features are very important features of a joint stock company because it tells a lot of thing about a company. So what is separate legal existence? The meaning of separate legal existence is that the company is separate from its members. The company is distinct from its members, and the members of the company cannot be held liable for the act of the company. I have written the second point: the members cannot be held liable for the act of the company, and there can be a contract between the member and a company. So this is the meaning of separate legal existence. Separate legal existence means the company is totally distinct, totally separate from the members. The act of the company cannot make a member liable. And thirdly, there can be a contract between a member and a company. So this is the meaning of separate legal existence. Next one is perpetual succession. I have already told you perpetual succession means continuous existence. So perpetual succession, I have told you that a company is a creation of law, and when it is created by law, it can be dissolved, it can be ended only with the help of the law. So the company is not affected by the death of the members. I have written in the second point, the company cannot be affected by the death of the members, and the members may come and go, but the company will not own up. The members will come and go, but the company will not own up. So this is all about separate legal existence and perpetual succession. Okay, students, let us come to the next feature. The next feature is limited liability. The limited liability means the members of the company cannot be held liable for the debts of the company. I have written on the board, the liability of each member is limited to the amount or to the nominal value of shares brought by him or to the amount of guarantee given by him. Whatever is the maximum or whatever is the nominal value or the face value of shares, so that amount of liability is limited to that extent. Suppose there is a company X Limited, and Mr. Robert has there is a company X Limited and there is a shareholder Mr. Robot. Mr. Robot has purchased 50 shares of X Limited at a price of rupees 10 each. Mr. Robot has purchased 50 shares of X Limited at a price of rupees 10. So how much he has paid? Mr. Robot has paid 500 rupees for these shares. So what is the amount of liability? The amount of liability that Mr. Robot is having is 50. So the maximum, the liability of each member is limited. Now what is the amount of limited liability? It is the face value of the shares, the nominal value of the shares brought by him. It is the nominal value of shares, face value of the shares brought by him, or to the amount of guarantee given by him. Whatever amount of guarantee the member has given is the maximum amount of liability on the members. So this is the meaning of limited liability. And one more point has to be added with this, that even if at the time of winding up of the company, when the company is closed, if the amount of assets are insufficient, and they are unable to, the amount is unable to satisfy the full claims of the creditors, even in that situation, the members, the shareholders cannot be called to bring personal property from their home to pay off the debts, to pay off the loans, to pay off the loans of the creditors. So this is the meaning of limited liability. And next, come to the next point. The next point is transferability of shares. Transferability of shares. You know, the capital of the company is divided into small parts of equal denomination. Equal denomination means each shares is having each share is having the same price, rupees 10, rupees 50 or rupees 100. Next, each part is called shares. Each part is called shares. The total capital of the company is divided into small parts of equal denomination. Each part is called shares. Now, these shares are transferable. These shares are transferable, means one person can transfer, one member can transfer this share to another person. So this is known as transferability of shares. Students, the next feature is common seal. Now, what is common seal? Common seal is considered as an official signature of the company, because you know that company cannot act and sign itself. The company cannot act and sign itself. So it needs human beings for this, and that is why the members or the board of directors or the owners of the company have made a official signature on the behalf of the company, and that official signature is known as the common seal. So all the acts of the company is authorized by its common seals. All the acts of the company is authorized by common seals, and all the documents which will not contain the official sign of or the official seal of the company will not be binding on the company. Any document which is not signed by the company or which will not contain the common seal of the company is not binding on the company. This is the meaning of common seal. And next one is separation of ownership and control. Now, what is the meaning of separation of ownership with control? It means that there is a separation of management and ownership. The ownership is vested on the shareholders, and the day-to-day affair of the business or the day-to-day activities of the company will be looked after by the board of directors. The day-to-day activities of the company will be looked after by the board of directors, and the ownership is maintained by the shareholders of the company. So this is the meaning of separation of ownership and management. Okay, students, let us study the other features of a joint stock company. I have taken voluntary association. What is the meaning of voluntary association? Voluntary association means the members of the company can join and leave the organization and or the company at their own free will. Anyone can join the company as a member, and he is free to leave the organization according to his wish. Next one is artificial legal person. It is an artificial legal person. A company is an artificial legal person because it is created by law. It is created by law, and it has no physical body like a natural human being or a natural person. Next one is corporate finance. The total total capital of the company is divided into small parts of equal denomination. These small parts are called shares of the company. So any person who is interested to become the member of the company will have to purchase these shares, and he will have to pay the price, the nominal price of these shares in order to become the member of the company. So this is corporate finance, and the total capital which is accumulated by issue of these shares is known as share capital. The last feature is statutory regulation and control. Statutory regulation and control. The government of the country exercises control on these joint stock companies with the help of company law. The company law has been enacted for the management of companies for the different purposes, for the different activities of the company. The company law has been enacted, and the government controls the activities of the management by this company law. And the present Companies Act 2013 is in the effect to exercise the control over the joint stock companies.